Hey guys, today is February the 22nd of 2019. I want to go over the Aussie dollar using Gann price and time technical analysis. So I want to show you what I'm seeing on a dollar. The dollar is chopping around. Obviously, you can see that this is a monthly chart and we are below the 50 SMA. This blue line is the 50 SMA. So right now is kind of showing some sign of weakness. Looking at the weekly, we have the dollar above the SMA. So that's strong. That's bullish. That's good. But there's weakness building up on the bigger time frame. On the daily, we are above the SMA, 50 SMA, so that's good. We found support on the 20th, and then kind of chopping around here. And then once you go to the 4-hour, everything is just everything is building under the 50 SMA. So it's kind of interesting how the weakness is starting to set in. You see on the 3-hour, it's like can't get above it. The 2-hour. Oh, let's just go straight to the 1 hour. 1 hour right now, we just had this massive little spike down. We kind of climbed up. We're going back and forth. I just want to let you know also that today, the FOMC members, all these people are going to be talking today. So who knows what they're going to say to like spike it or make it drop. So we'll see. But so far, this is what I'm seeing. It's just kind of like a chop fest. Ever since we had this low or sell-off, and we're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. I keep it between the 1 hour and the 30-minute, and you can see that we are now below it, but kind of, we need to clear out this. Let's go into the bigger 4-hour. We need to like clear out this this level, 96.30. Once we clear that out, then is all game. So let me put my indicators here, and if you could put always a parallel channel here. This just to see where you at, and you can see that it's within this channel going up. Then you go into the 30-minute, and then you can see how it is. You see a bit cracked right through it, but now it's just but it's just chop fest. That's pretty much what it is. So keep an eye on the dollar if you're going to be trading the Aussie. Let's see what these people are going to say today. If they're not, it's fine. It may not do anything. The models are showing that today on the Aussie, it should be a spike low and then a pop. So we'll see. So far right now, as we are talking, it got a nice little pop. We consolidated. We made a low on the 21st, kind of chopping back and forth, back and forth. We finally got a buy signal around midnight. On the 22nd, everything started now, momentum going up above the 50 SMA, and we got all these colors, and we got a squeeze play setting up, and we just had a trigger to buy. But right now, things are pushing lower, shorter time frame, very overbought. So we'll see. You can see that we're kind of trending higher here. So maybe we might not have a spike low. We'll see. And maybe it might just trend higher from here. Looking at our Gann grid, our big Gann grid that I made the other day and I showed you in my last video, as you can see that we are holding, and I'll show you for those that haven't seen it yet. This is a Gann grid from January 26th of 2018 all the way to January 3rd of 2019. And this is the big 1x1, which is a 45-degree. And that's using the first impulse wave. So I'm using that whole line. I'm leaning that maybe this is the low for the year, but you never know. There's some other things that are showing me that maybe we're going to make a low somewhere in March, and then, like a square low, and then we go up. So, we'll see. The price action is just going to tell it what it's going to do. But so far, I'm leaning like maybe this is the low, the crash low right here. And, this is where we at, holding the 1x1. Inside day, unless these people say something crazy, I can't see this thing blow out and do an engulfing candle on this bear kicker. So we'll see. This is the price action. This is the highs we went, 71.40. And the low we went is 70.69. So let's see how that pans out. Let's open our retracement chart. This is something I always do as a ritual. I jog down these levels. I start off with my retracement, and I just keep updating it every night. So this is where we at right here. We held that low of that 71.75 and got a nice pop all the way to that 25% level, which is at 71.30. We kept going higher to that 71.40. So that's like the high that we have right now. We can move this over here, and levels you want to watch to the upside if we're going to go higher is that 50%, which is at 71.74, and obviously the 75%, which is at 72.07. If we go back and take it from this swing point, this one right here, and just stretch it out. Another level you want to watch is the 50% level, which is at 71.85. Obviously, the 72.07 remains the same. So that 71.85 and the other one I mentioned, those are two levels you want to look that could be possible targets to the upside. If it goes down, obviously the 25%, and then that swing low of this candle of yesterday. So that's retracement level. Now we're going to the square. Got the same one. Sorry. We go to the square now. And this is using, what is that? The square of 9 Gann emblem. And you can see that right now, possible target to the upside is at 71.50, which is 180 degree from the start of the 69.82 of the January 3rd, 2019 crash candle, I call it. And that's your first target. We get above there, then obviously we're going to the 240 degree, which is at 72.04. And if it goes back down, you got the 120 degree, which is at 71.93 as support. So you jog those numbers down on a piece of paper, because those are the ones you want to be watching. With these other ones I'm going to show you now. So as high as these went is 71.40. The 450 degree is 71.50. So it's 10 points higher, 10 pips higher. And if it gets up through there, then the next target would be the 71.79. So those are the levels you want to watch to the upside. And that's the square of 9 floating. And then the last one, the standard, the cardinal. So you can see that the cardinal is 71.40, which is 150 and 30 degree, 15030. That one already got hit, and that's kind of resistance right now as we speak, unless anything's changed. 71.40. Yeah, it's at price right now. It's at 71.38. So 71.40 is the high that I have right now on print, and that's that cardinal. So you see how everything is kind of like in levels, retracement levels, square 9 levels, and you can add all the other stuff. And I'm just keeping it simple. I'm just showing you the little simple things. You can add planetary levels. You can add cycle levels. You can add market volume. You can add market profile. So there's all these other things that you could use. That I'm just trying to think on the top of my head, but these are the ones like the core levels that I watch. You could do pivots, Woody's pivots. There's so many things, but you don't want to go crazy and just have all kinds of levels like everywhere in your chart, and you're going to be like, what am I really going to watch and keep an eye on? So that's why you kind of make it simple. Use a retracement level. Use a square of 9s, because you can see that price action respects these levels, and then you could use your square range. And that's what we're going to do next. So you keep in mind, cardinal level, 71.40, that's the resistance that we have now as we speak. If we get above that, and it's moving within the square of 9, then 71.83. And you can see that once you get all these levels, and you kind of like jog them down a piece of paper, you can see that there's like little clusters. And those clusters are the ones that have more impact, or more, whatever word you want to use. If it's a vibration level, massive resistance, because there's like a bunch of, you got the 75% level there, you got a cardinal level there, you got a square 9 level right there hovering, and then you can look at your pivots, you can look at volume profile, where the sellers are at. And if that all makes sense, then you'll be like, all right, so this is hardcore resistance. You know, this might be a place to go short, a place to cover, a place to, get out, those kind of things. And then you go deeper, you got planetary levels, planetary lines, and it's just endless. I'm just keeping it simple, remember. Keep it simple. So that's that. Now we add the squares. And we add the square of the swing low of January 3rd of 2019, which is 66.52. That's what I'm using because that's what my broker or software or whatever I'm using right now is showing as a swing low. But yours might be different than mine. It doesn't matter. Use what you're using because pretty much that's the price action that you have. There's always a thing like, well, your low is different than my low. They're all probably going to be all low because everybody has a different system, different broker, different pricing. It's not like stocks that everybody looks at the same thing. And it doesn't make sense to me, but that's the way the world is. That's the way the market is set up. Just deal with what you got and use the low that you have or what's printing on your trading software because that's what's going to be making sense to you. And that's where, price fluctuations are going to happen on your system. So we take the 66.52 low, and this is what we have. And we're using calendar days. So I just want to show you that this is the 1/3 within the square, and you see that we got this nice pop. This is the 1/8. You can see that we came all up and sold off. And then on the 1/4, we sold off, and now we coming up to the 1/4. Right here, it fluctuates between the 1/8 and the 1/4, and now we're having the pop, which shows it lines up with the neural net saying that today we're going to have a pop, but it was also saying that today was going to be the swing low, and that hasn't happened. So you can see that sometimes things don't happen. The low was yesterday, and it looks like it wants to go higher, and everything is kind of indicating that it wants to go higher. So right now we at the 1/8. Looking good, and this is not reflecting the 740, 7140. So the 7140 is somewhere around here. So target, if you're looking at the square, that 7151 could be a possible target right here, because that's a strong level within the square of the price itself. You're squaring the price itself. Once you look at that, I moved this around too much. I need to switch my mouse because I got this new mouse and it's just kind of all over the place. Is those mouses you use your thumb? And I'm not so good at it. There we go. So now let's get that out and use squaring the price. And you get the 81, I think, 55? Yep. And you can see how things are different from scoring the price itself. You can see that on the 130 got that pop, sold off. On the 1/8, we got a short change of trend following the angle, sold off, and this is where we at. So it's kind of like in La La Land. So this one doesn't really help you in regards to making a decision on what's going on. The only thing you got is that it's an inside candle. That's it. And that this is going to be possible resistance if we really pop up, which is at 71.58. And this is using calendar days. So now if you switch it to trading days, you're going to see how everything changes using that. Let's get a little closer over here. And you can see we came down on the 1/8. We sold off, so that looks good. On the 1/3, we popped, found resistance here. You can see that there's like some kind of angle here, but it's not showing up here. And we sold off. Didn't really kiss this angle here, and we're kind of like in no man's land right here. And next target could be that 61.63. So we take that off and put our 66.52. And now you see angles kind of hovering around here. I wonder if this angle right here is at 71.40. That's 71.35. So 71.40. So it's kind of like above it, but it's hovering around this angle right there that we see. If it gets right through it, then this target of 71.51 again could be a possible target. And if it blows right through that today and it's massive, then somewhere around 71.76 could be possible resistance. And then you look at all the other levels, retracement levels, and you kind of put the picture together and see where you at in regards to that. And I think that's it on the square. We already did the square of 9. We did the square of the range. And you could use the 144. You could use the 152. I don't want to go all overkill. I'm just showing you the little things that you could do as you're looking to guide yourself in regards to scalping, getting in, getting out, making some money, and then just see where it's going. And lastly, we use our square of 9 in time. This is from the January 26, 2018. These are all swing points from highs and lows. Obviously, the greens are swing points that went up. The red are the swing points that went down. And this is where we at right here on the 22nd. So we made a high on the 21st. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, the 25th. So it's interesting. You got lows here. 26 high, 27. You got a bunch of stuff that happened on the 27th. So that could be, looking at it right now, it could be interesting. What is the 27th? 27 is a Wednesday. So let's see how Wednesday pans out. There's more reds than, swing highs. 28, 20, and then it goes to the 1st, and it keep going there. Using the swing low of the 3rd, January 3rd, this is a baby. So we'll see, and this could get violated. And the rule is that once the swing low that you think is the swing low, and that we're going to go up and it gets violated, you just trash this. It's not going to work. You got to get the swing low. Like if you started working from the January 26th of 2018 high, and that was it, and you worked all the way down, it's valid because it wasn't violated going up. So you start, with the January 3rd, 2019 low, which is at 66.52, and then you build up your case. Now, and this is in theory, and this is you are assuming and believing that this is the swing low for 2019 for the Aussie, and that you're going to go up. So you start building the picture using the square of 9 dates. And this is what we have right now, January 3rd, and these are the swing lows already happening. And this is today, the 22nd. Yesterday was the 21st. We go into the weekend, and you can see that on the 25th, 27, 28. These are all the angles that we're at. And then you're going to see as this goes, this is just going to start painting a picture where it could be possible supports, resistance within time using the square of 9. I'm going to sign out. I might do some couple of more videos of other techniques over the weekend and maybe just post them out for next week. Have a great weekend. Sign up, subscribe. If you like the channel, hit a thumbs up. You like the video. If you don't like it, just move along and watch other videos. And the key is to learn, to experiment, explore, try different things, read Gann's book, read everything about Gann, and explore, backtest, retest, look at things, study, and try different things. Your mind will open, your mind will expand. You'll see some things, you will see patterns. I use machine learning, I use neural net, I use algorithm, I use planets, I use everything. Even things that you guys won't even think that I would use, I'm using because I'm looking for something, a pattern. I'm looking for something, an edge in this market. You can't throw nothing away. You got to use everything, use all the resources, and research and research and research. And you'll see that you start seeing some things. You'll be like, man, that's weird. This always happens in this time of day. This happens on this time of the month. This happens every time, this planet or this thing is on this sign. These things will start showing up and you're going to see patterns. You're going to be like, wow, this is weird. I don't know why I keep seeing this. Those are the little things that when Gann was researching, he was coming across. But Gann is at a whole other level. Gann was like, had a lot of knowledge, was studying with some other stuff, was digging deeper back into the ancient times and getting all that stuff out and applying it and see what worked and what didn't work. That's why he had an arsenal of tools, the square of 9, geometry. I haven't even covered the geometry on some of the stuff, but maybe one day I'll make a video. I've done videos in the past. You can look it up on my channel in regards to geometry. It's just trying to get an edge where it could be a possibility where things would change. I'm going to sign out. Have a great weekend, and I'll see you again. WD Gann Price and Time Technical Analysis.